Okay, so here I have my Windows device, and as you can see, I cannot log in without a password, so the computer is locked. Now I'm going to try to log in without a password. I'm just gonna hit enter, and as you can see, I can't log in without a password. I'm also gonna try to put in a random password and try to log in, and again, as you can see, I can't log in without a password or with a random password. So what I'm gonna do now is use the Android device that we set up in the previous video to boot from, or to use it as a bootable con boot. I'm gonna connect it using the USB stick right here. So I'm gonna connect it to the target device. Then I'm going to restart the device. And when it restarts, I'm going to go on the BIOS setup menu and make sure that it is set up to boot from USB. So I'm gonna press F2 on this device, or on this laptop. You have to press F2 to enter the BIOS. Now it's different from computer to computer. I'm gonna navigate to the boot options, as you can see here. And I've already done this. I've moved the USB up all the way to the top. Now, depending on the computer, again, sometimes you use the plus and minus to move options to the top. On this computer, I have to use F6 to move it to the top. So it is already set up to boot from USB. And I'm gonna exit this BIOS, and it should now boot from, or using con boot, using the image that is stored on my Android device. So as you can see there, con boot is booting up. And it should allow me to log in to that Windows computer without a password and without modifying the password for existing users. So when I restart, the users should be able to log in with their own passwords. Now again, I'm being asked for the password, but this time I'm going to log in without putting anything. I'm just gonna hit enter. And as you can see, I was able to log in to the computer without a password. Even though before we used con boot, we had to use, or we couldn't log in without a password. But now I was able to log into the computer without a password, and I can use the computer now, run a virus, run a backdoor, a keylogger, or whatever you want to do. So it's a really useful tool to use if you're doing any physical hacking, or if you have a physical access to a computer. Because in many situations, you would have a system, or you'd have a computer that you can access it, the user is not there, but they have their computer shut down, or they logged out of that computer. Now, what I want to show you, I'm just going to restart again, and I'll show you that once you restart, you won't be able to log in without a password, and the password for the existing users will not be modified. So the user will be able to log in with their old password, so they won't know that someone hacked into their account or did something with it. So again, I booted up again, but without using con boot, and I'm gonna try to log in without a password. And as you can see, I can't log in. And I'm gonna put my old password, so the user password. And as you can see, I will be able to log in, and the password was not modified.